Up YouTube, welcome to a new video. So in this video I will show you the best entry protocol to enter in CRT trades, and I will also show you some examples of trades that happened even today. But before we start the video, I want to thank you all for using my code for buying your cheap prop firm accounts. So I want to tell you that the 91% off of Bullnox option 1 accounts is back, so you can buy the cheap 50k account for just $15, which is like the best thing ever. The option 2 are like 75% off, and the Take Profit Trader is currently running a 50% off promo with my code Diogenes. Tradify 30% off. And there is a beautiful account they have here, like Tradify. It's a growth account, and if you pass it, you don't pay activation fee, which is like the best deal if you are a good trader now. Okay, now let's go back to our trading. Okay, no, actually, if I want to trade, let's say an H1 CRT, right? I want now remember we used to use the thick 1 minute candle, right? Now actually I require a breaker, so I require a 1 minute breaker, a 1 SMT with ES, right? And a higher time frame, K level, and a key time. Okay, so for the key times, like, let's make it easy. So for the key times, we can play this from 2 to 5 a.m. for the London guys, okay? And from 8 to 11, all right? But most of the times you need to pay attention at 9 a.m. because most of the times the soup will happen at 9. Like 9 a.m. candle will soup the 8 a.m. CRT, okay? And pay attention to the 3 a.m. okay? I will play them like most of the times this will end up playing out, all right? So I hope you guys don't miss them. Now let's go to our 1 hour chart, okay? And let's talk about today, okay? Now let's go to replay mode here, and we're here, okay? So the key level, right? So we had, for me, we were here, daily chart. Let's go back to daily chart. Okay, let's keep this. So daily charts, we had this one daily order block, right? And we actually just touched the body. Okay, so we had the this order block paired with this volume imbalance. Okay, so this was a volume imbalance in here because this candle opened up, closed here, and then suddenly this one opened here. So this was a volume imbalance, okay? Paired with the order block, right? Plus we had 3 days of movement up, leaving this fair value gap daily, right? ES is lagging, right? So ES didn't take this one, and also printed this daily fair value gap, okay? So for me, I was talking to TH08, and I was telling him that I was bearish, okay? But he was still bullish, but he actually took high of day today. He shorted the very high of day, but he didn't hold, okay? But he still took it, okay? Now let's go to the H1. All right, now H1, And let's go to replay here, right? Now, we just touched that key level, right? And we had also, if you go back, you can see this 1 hour fair value gap here. Okay. So this was a 1 hour fair value gap, okay, number one. Number two, we had this old high purged here, okay. So old high purged, right? Now why didn't this work? Like why 2 a.m. didn't CRT this? Why? Because key time, right? So we like the 3 a.m. to CRT or purge the 2 a.m. So that's why they didn't swoop here and go back, okay? And actually, this was also them touching the body of that one daily order block, okay? Now, we have our maybe CRT pretendant, okay? Here, let's delete everything, okay? Now, go into the M1. Here is my CRT, okay? So this is the low of that candle, and this is the high. And if you look closely, right? So this candle was just a push up, while this candle was actually a range. So when you go to lower time frame, you will see that this was also a range, okay? Now, we need our ES here, okay? Now, what happened? So 3 a.m. opened, okay? And we closed under this 1 minute breaker, okay? Now, what I like to do is, so this is a breaker. Why, by the way, guys, for the guys that don't know what a breaker is, it's where we have low, higher low, and then we close, right? So this is the pattern. It's like a Quasimodo or something like that, right? So this is the breaker, and we need a 3-point swing in this last leg, all right? Okay, so we close under here, right? And we have our CRT as an entry, right? So when we have this, and we also had this beautiful as a confluence, right? Not as an entry model, okay? So you don't enter here because we closed under this IFVG, okay? We wait actually for price to close under this breaker, right? Breaker was actually made of a thick candle, right? So this is a high probability breaker, and we have also a fair value gap in it, okay? Right. So this is actually your entry, okay? What we have else, right? So if you look closely, look at this. So ES never took this high here, right? Nasdaq took it. So this is confluence number 2, right? So when we close here, this is a change in state of delivery when we close under this up candle, but I still require the breaker because the breaker is like higher probability, especially paired with a FVG and IFVG in it, right? So this is like more than three PD arrays violated here, which indicates that order flow is now longer bullish, right? So now we are turned bearish. So what to do? Okay, in this case, what I like to do, right? I take a 2-hour trade, okay? By the way, guys, I didn't take this trade because I was driving at the time, but my boy TH08 definitely took it, right? I was driving my little daughter to school, right? So yeah, okay. So another thing I need to tell you guys is I prefer that this 2R trade is inside the CRT. Like, I prefer if the CRT low is here, and then this 2R is like higher probability, okay? But this was still a very high probability trade. Why? Because as I told you, this was pretty much high of day, okay? Something else is the 2 a.m. power of 3, okay? So now let's just play the this actual trade, right? So it went still straight to profit, okay? Straight to profit, and then it's inversed, okay? But if you go back to the 5 minute, right, you will see that actually price you will see that price actually printed this change in state of delivery here, right, without reaching back to this change in state of delivery, and we had also this fair value gap, right? So this was just a pullback for me, for price to just reach what it didn't reach here, because this was an aggressive sell, right? So they needed to mitigate their positions because they put some money here to take those stops, and they need to mitigate this money out, right? And to take out the early guys that went short. So they need to bleed them out, fake them, and then go out. Just always try to think as a market maker, let's say, or something like that, okay? So they went to the FVG, okay? And they retraced again, right? Okay. So here, let's go back to the M5. So here they retested the CASD. They always need to retest this CASD, okay? So this is the short I was talking to T808 about, right? Another 2R. And to be honest, target was this low, right? Okay, so this was a beautiful short, okay? Now we have a CASD or SMT, remember, okay? So let me explain this to you. So we have high, higher, high, right? And we have here a change in state of delivery here, right? So price needed to go back to test this change in state of delivery, then make a lower low, right? This is also paired with the OTE entry. It's usually the reason why the OTE entry works, right? So yeah, this was a beautiful short. I missed this one, but this was beautiful, okay? Now, I was telling T808 that this was actually low of day, but he insisted that we were still bullish here, right? So what happened next? Okay, now this is a beautiful short I missed, and I really was angry. Okay, now second CRT of the day, right? You guys see it. So we have 8 a.m. candle, and key time is 9 a.m. CRT, right? So we have our key time. Nice. What's the key level, right? The key level is this order block, right? Now, let me tell you something new again, okay? So when we see CRT a candle and close under it, it becomes a high probability order block, okay? And they can still reach the rejection block here. So this is now a rejection block. So you can take this trade blindly, especially if it happened at London. So this is maybe London high of day, and you can see that ES is already weakened above. So this is SMT in the making, right? Sorry, I'm still sick, guys. So you can aggressively take the 9 a.m. open high and short, right? Or wait for your CRT. So as you can see, we have already this SMT, right? We can anticipate it, and we have now our CRT candidate, and it's also a beautiful candle, right? H4. You can see that we have this FVG at discount paired with liquidity, right? Yes, add some beautiful LR liquidity here, right? Now go back to H1. Right, so we have our 8 a.m. candle printed, okay, here. Well, now you go to the M1, okay? So we are in M1, and as you can see, we have beautiful liquidity. So you always need to see if your CRT range is actually holding liquidity. So price need liquidity to run, right? So, but imagine if your leg here is made like this, okay? They run this low, then they close again. They put a low, they run it, then they close. So there is no liquidity. They took all the liquidity, right? So there is no reason for the CRT to work. Okay, so you always look at your range, and here you can see that we ran no lows. So this was a low, right? Low. Did we run it when we closed above? No. Here, another one. All the lows are like smooth lows, and stop losses are now here, right? And we already induced lots of guys long here. Like, look at this. We took this, right? So all the confluences for a 9 a.m. CRT to work. So what do I need, right? Again, write this down. M1, breaker, SMT, okay? Time, it's 9, right? 9 a.m. Higher time frame key level was the 3 a.m. CRT OB. Okay, so CRT OB, high probability. Now let's proceed. Okay, so what do we want? We want a breaker with SMT. Okay, cool. So we open at 9. All right, cool. See? Okay, cool. I see. We are creating SMTs. Okay, cool. But I'm not doing anything if I don't have a breaker. So my breaker level is here. Okay, cool. All right, we are still creating this huge SMT. My breaker level is here, but I still prefer price to take both of these. Okay, so we have SMT. Okay, lower time frame SMT and a higher time frame SMT. So this is even stronger. Okay, do you see it? Like ES took all of this, right? Now, cool. What do we do? A breaker and we in, okay? Now, this is cool. And now we got our close, okay? So, short in this. I am so short in it, right? Now this is like not a better quality setup than here, because here we had the IFVG and everything. Here now we are lacking the displacement, but we have this actual FVG. So here you can add on your entry, or if you are greedy, you can wait for price to reach here, okay? But I like to take here because sometimes price will just fly, okay? So my TP is 2R. I stopped being actually greedy. I'm not waiting, although this was beautiful, right? Trend line, liquidity, wow, yeah. So let's play it. See, instantly and more, right? So this was actually the trade of the right. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I missed it, right? I missed it. I was driving again, and I remember talking to T808 here, and I was really angry because I was planning. That was my trade, actually. I was trying to take it while he was bullish in here, right? But yeah, no problems, okay? Then I waited. Then I waited for something, okay? So we had this fair value gap, this 4 hour, okay? So I waited for price to be here, and I wanted to trade a M15 CRT, right? So I was waiting, and I missed. I missed this beautiful CRT. Yeah, take it. Let me show you, and I will show you how I take them on the 15-minute as well. Okay. Oh, let's go back here. All right. So price was still in this fair value gap, but we didn't take this liquidity, right? Which was sus. For me, it was sus. And we also had this 15-minute fair value gap. So for me, this was a 15-minute CRT, okay? So I wanted the price to sweep this high into this fair value gap and tank, right? So go into the 15-second, right? You can see that this was a range and no good low was taken. So check this out. Just think of it like this. See, these are money makers. Okay, so when you see that money makers were intact, just make sure you're not taking any more money makers, because like we are making a CRT. Just always think about this like that. Okay, and go check higher time frame. If there is a CRT, you can take. Okay, now same thing. Okay, we need what now? Write this down. 15-second breaker, SMT, key level was 15-minute, Fiji, key time, 10 a.m., PO3, right? So I was like, there is no way 10 a.m. opened and just tanked. We need to manipulate the 10 a.m. high at least if we want to go deeper, right? So price does that. It likes to go manipulate when the PO3 opens, okay? This was a too small of a wick, okay? All right. Now, this was our high, okay? Let's play. So, again, we have what? Journal SMT here. created this breaker. Okay. I think we have also I think this was a SMG because we took this high for a tick. So this was also, I think, an SMG. Alright. But let's just say this was a SMG. So this was actually our breaker, right? And you enter aggressively after this close. Okay. So here, what? Target what? 1, 2, 2. Don't be greedy. Right? And this is why you take this aggressive entry. They won't come back to your FVG. They will use it sometimes as a what's its name? Breakaway gap. Okay, so you don't leave that chance. You just short. 2R. And TP hit. And CRT all TP level also is hit. Okay, so the 2R system will, like, since the win rate is very high, okay, it will be okay. It will be okay, because sometimes we know that they reverse from the 50% of the CRT, but if you take it like that with the SMT and everything, you will be okay. Okay, so now this is the setup I took. Okay, so 15 minutes, right? And now we took this low, right? And we have what? We have this 15 minutes, right? Fair value gap, we swept liquidity and we touch the consequent encroachment or the 50% of this fair value gap, okay? So for me, I was pretty sure this was CRT. I had that feeling because I'm trading this so much now and I can just feel and know when they do that. Okay, now let's do the same thing again. 15 seconds, right? Now the only thing that was not good in this trade is that we didn't have smooth liquidity. All right, we didn't have money makers here. We took this liquidity in this, right? But this is they can do it and they can create liquidity, then they take it and go to TPs, which is still okay. Just don't go break even early, right? Now with experience you will actually know better. Okay, so where is our CRT here? 15 seconds. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Okay, let's play price something. Okay, yeah. So the in next 15 minutes a candle opened here, right? So it will open in one candle. Okay, so I waited for this sweep, right? And let's see this. Okay, so I waited for this sweep, right? So I had this breaker in mind. Breaker, right? Did we have SMT? Of course, right? Of course. This. Look at ES, right? Yes, had a bullish SMT and a higher time frame SMT even. Okay, so the moment, so we see SD, right? So the moment we see SD here, not even talking about the breaker, the moment we see SD here, this was the SMT confirmed. Okay, so ES also inverted a fair value gap, which was the reason I took this trade, right? I'm pretty conservative taking trades as of late, right? And I want a breaker on both. Okay, so So he has already created this breaker. I waited for Nasdaq to do it again. Okay. So here. So this candle actually closed above the breaker with the fair value gap, small one. So I bought this candle, right? Bought it here. This small fair value gap, and went to R. And I'm not gonna lie, I was not. That was not the trade where I was like very confident, because I knew this high was a turtle soup high, which was like high resistance. But yeah, I still took it. Okay, so price played a little bit here, then started going up. Okay, right now here the new so this was souped 15-minute closed here, and this was the opening of the new 15-minute candle. Okay, so new 15-minute candles like to take lows from the actual candle before. So any low here, right? So let's put aside my trade. Okay, so any low here, and we need also a SMT. Okay, so as you can see, ES didn't take these lows. ES didn't take this low, right? So this low. Okay, so I was still looking. Okay, because if I didn't see a bullish SMT, I wanted to close early and take the full loss. Okay, so what they did here again is a SMT here, and then they printed this beautiful SMT here. Okay, so this was another breaker here. Okay, so what I did is I actually added in here, and then same target. Okay, and finally this time price went up to TP. And by the way, I added in some positions here, and I went break even early on them, and they took them out here. So this was really painful. It was a really painful trade for me today. I sweated a lot. But when this TP hit, I immediately closed, blocked myself on top 7, right? So yeah, this is all for today's video, guys, and I hope you guys learned a thing or two, right? And I want you now to trade and backtest trading CRT like this, okay? If you don't have all of this, don't trade. It won't be worth it, okay? All right. I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope you guys will stay disciplined, okay? Ciao, ciao. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any futures update. And if you want to dive deeper into the Moneymaker setup, check out the playlist that will pop up in the end screen. It's packed with everything you need to get started. Remember, everything I do is free, including our thriving Discord community. Join us and let's keep growing together. Ciao, ciao.